I want to talk to you today about how do essential oils work. And the oils I want to talk about today are Young Living essential oils. They are therapeutic grade, the best essential oils in the world. And it's going to get a little sciencey, and I hope that you'll get something out of this today. I love to research, and this is something I've just been researching, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've learned and that have just been so fascinating to me. So I'm going to get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is um, four dimensions of healing when it comes to using Young Living essential oils. First one is oxygen. Number two is small molecular size. Number three is high frequency. And number four is divine innate intelligence. Now, when you start using essential oils, and whether you're diffusing them or using them topically, your body begins detoxing and oxygenating. And essential oils have been scientifically documented to have the highest levels of oxygenating molecules of any known substance to man. Oxygen is vital for our health as it transports nutrients to and toxins from the cells. So when you add essential oils to your life, you're actually oxygenating your body. And the oxygen mobilizes the toxins in the lymphatic system. So whether it's inhaled, topically applied, or ingested, you're going to receive those benefits. You're going to see oxygenating happen. So toxins can get stuck when we don't have enough oxygen in our systems. And one oil that's really great for oxygenating is peppermint. That's one we use a lot before working out or exercising. Just really increases the oxygen in your body. Don't mind the dogs. They are a little yappy today. The next dimension is small molecular size. So essential oils are very, very, very small. And I listened to a talk by Dr. Doug Corrigan. He actually said that the molecules of essential oils are 50,000 times smaller than our cells, which to me that is hard to even fathom. But because they're so small, there's several benefits for us and for our cells, which is really amazing. So essential oils don't need to be digested. They're just absorbed right into our body systems. And again, whether we inhale it, topically apply it, or ingest it, these essential oils are in our bloodstream in 26 seconds and immediately absorbed into our organs, cells, and our bodies. So one of the benefits of them being so small is they can actually get inside of our cells to cleanse and detox and restore balance, restore homeostasis in our cells. The next part is their high frequency. Essential oils have a high electromagnetic frequency. So what that means is, and our bodies operate on electromagnetic frequencies, whether you're measuring an organ or our body systems or our overall body, we have electromagnetic frequency measurements in our body. So disease starts to set in when our frequency drops below 50 megahertz. All cancer cells vibrate at 42 or below. So because essential oils have a frequency, when we're applying them or inhaling them, they're raising our body frequency. A healthy body vibrates between 62 and 75 megahertz. And most oil blends vibrate at 80 or above. And rose, which is one of the most expensive oils, vibrates at 320 megahertz, which is amazing. So actually, even just rubbing DiGize on your belly raises the frequency of your digestive system, which is oxygenating it, which is stimulating it, which is just bringing so many different benefits and assisting, helping your digestive system do what it's designed to do. And that's the thing about essential oils and our bodies is our bodies are designed to heal, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual. The healing happens, and these essential oils just assist your body to do what it was designed to do. Another aspect of essential oils is the divine innate intelligence. So essential oils have a life force. And when I say that, I'm only talking about Young Living essential oils. because they are so meticulously distilled and harvested and bottled for us, that it preserves that life force in each oil, in each blend. And I can't say that that happens for other companies. I don't know how they do their distilling, but because Young Living has their seed to seal and are so meticulous with their processes, they do preserve that life force in the oils. So, and one thing, they say that thieves only kills bad bacteria, not the good. It's because it can recognize what belongs there, what is good and what is not. And one way that happens is, this is what the essential oils do for the plants. They protect the plant, they transport nutrients, they pull out toxins, they oxygenate. So everything that these essential oils do for the plants, they're also doing for us and our bodies. And so they do exactly what they do for the plant for us. And they go to work, they know what to do. They actually sacrifice themselves to absorb toxins, dissolve mucus, kill viruses and bacteria. So it's like the life of the oil is being traded for healing in our bodies, which is really cool. So essential oils are composed of many different chemical constituents. So one drop of essential oil can have anywhere from 50 to 800 different chemical constituents, which again, big number, hard to comprehend for myself. But that also has benefits for our cells and for our bodies. So when we get essential oils into our systems, they go right to those cells and they get to work. Now, one difference, and there are many, but between essential oils and medicine is, because there's so many different chemical constituents in one drop of essential oils, that makes this, and the word is polymolecular therapy, which means many molecules are interacting with our cells and what's inside of our cells, where Western medicine is considered monomolecular therapy because it can only interact with one type of protein inside of our cells. So drugs are designed to block functions, block symptoms. So it's, an example of that would be the engine light. No, the oil light comes on your dash saying, something's wrong with your oil. You either need more or you need to change it. Something's wrong. If you were to take modern Western medicine, it doesn't actually fix the oil problem. It's actually similar to cutting the wire that tells you there's something wrong. It doesn't fix the problem. It makes the symptom go away. Where when you use essential oils, it restores the balance. It would fix the problem. It doesn't snip the wire. It doesn't hide the symptoms. It brings balance and restores homeostasis to your cells. So polymolecular therapy restores equilibrium in our cells. Now, this is one part that's kind of, if I had a graphic to show you, it might make it a little bit more simple. But if you picture a circle, that's our cell. If you picture hundreds of little dots inside of that cell, those are proteins in our cells. So one drop of essential oil has hundreds of constituents. Those constituents are all different shapes and sizes, and again, making them polymolecular, where Western medicine, it's all shaped the same. It only can interact with one protein. So of all those dots inside of our cells, the Western medicine will only interact with one type of protein in our cells, where polymolecular therapy, the essential oils, the constituents are all different shapes and sizes. They can go into that cell and pair up with the right shape, the right size, the right proteins in our cells, which means that we're getting a wider variety of therapy. We're getting a wider range of therapy when we use essential oils, where when you use Western medicine, it really can only interact with one protein. So it can block your symptoms. The Western medicine has to decide what protein they can interact with your cells, which means they're going to pick that symptom and they're going to block it. Now, one interesting thing about essential oils, and this is so last week recently I put a video about why Young Living, why are they the best, and why are they oils you can trust and know that they're going to work for you and for your body. Is another aspect of that. This is so fascinating, and again, I got this from Dr. Doug Corrigan. His little story was that, his wife brought home a starter kit. He was happy that she wasn't burning candles anymore because he was worried about the house burning down, or he would get headaches from the scented candles. And so when they started incorporating essential oils, they noticed things changing in their home, things they had struggled with for a while. Even with their children, they saw different breakthroughs happen. And so he, being a doctor, he was like, wait a minute, I need to look a little bit closely, like, why is this happening? Why are we having breakthrough in certain areas of our life that we've struggled with for years? Why all of a sudden is something changing? And so he's the one who I got this information from about the polymolecular therapy and the proteins in our cells. And so one thing he says is, yes, we have all these chemical constituents in one drop of oil, and they all matter. They all play different parts. They all have a key role to play. So for example, pinene, so pine, essential oil, has a constituent called pinene, really great for inflammation. Pine also has two constituents, thymol and carvacrol, which I probably didn't say that right, but pinene has powerful effects only when thymol and carvacrol are present. So when you're getting oils from other companies, I can't guarantee, I don't know whether all those constituents are there that need to be there. So for example, pinene is great for anti-inflammatory, but it's only effective when those other constituents are present. He said, so when, Western medicine takes pinene out of an essential oil, it's not going to be as effective if it doesn't have those other constituents with it. And one example he gave was that if you picture the cell with all those little dots inside being the proteins, there's also a door to actually access the cell. He said that certain trace constituents in the oils actually open the door to the cell and allow the oils to go in. He said, like pinene, for example, it's not effective if the door doesn't actually open on your cell. So there are certain trace constituents that have to be there to open the door for the pine to get inside the cells to interact with all those proteins. And so some oils don't have all the chemical constituents because it matters. The seeds matter. The growing time, the soil, the plants, all of that matters. The timing on the distillation, the temperature during distillation, that all matters. And Young Living is actually measuring and testing at every step of the process. So we can we can know, we have that guarantee that all those constituents we need are in those oils. And Jen O'Sullivan, I was just listening to a talk on her, and she likes to study, she likes to research. She took 2 peppermint oils, put them here on her cheeks because she had some sinus congestion. She actually said she had polyps that can cause some pain and discomfort back here. So she took Young Living peppermint and another brand of peppermint and put them both here, kind of laid down and just wanted to compare what was happening. This side here, with the Young Living, she could feel it almost instantly. She could feel it going deep. She could feel her sinuses just opening up. This other side, she said nothing happened. It smelled like peppermint. It's labeled therapeutic grade peppermint, but it didn't have the same effect. And so, and I've seen it over and over again. People who use essential oils, then they smell Young Livings and they're like, wow, like that smells good. And so Young Living guarantees those chemical constituents are present. And and again, I've said this before, if you want therapeutic results, you need to use therapeutic grade. And these oils are strong, they are effective, and they go to work doing, what they are designed to do. And so, again, and another neat thing about essential oils is they aren't going to do the same thing for every person. So sometimes you got to play around with the oils to find the ones that work for you. And everybody responds a little bit differently. So if you're trying, you have a health goal that you're working through, you find a certain oil isn't working, then try another one. In our reference app, you can look up different conditions or health goals and see the listed recommendation for what oils are effective for that. All you do is you go through that list. Which ones do you have? Use those ones. If you weren't happy with the results, try another one on the list. And so when it goes back to all the chemical constituents and the different shapes and sizes, those create pathways for the healing to happen. They create pathways, they connect with all those different proteins, they work together. So when it comes to pain, our cells have receptor sites on them that are actually outside of our cells. And so this actually may be a whole different video because there's a whole lot of information about that. But I guess the key is that the essential oils have all the different chemical constituents in it that when they get inside of our cells, they pair up with the right proteins and the right shapes and sizes and connect and can create a better balance inside of our cells, as opposed to the Western medicine where it's just connecting with one protein. And so the oils get inside the cells and do what they need to do. So, and it's almost like, when we use medicines or pharmaceuticals, they're lying to our bodies. They say, no, you don't have a headache. No, you don't have a fever. No, your blood sugar's not high. No, your blood pressure isn't high. But it's because it's blocking those symptoms. Where when we use essential oils, they actually restore truth to our cells. They restore balance. They restore homeostasis. And so I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, message me. Absolutely. To me, I find this so fascinating. Our bodies are so fearfully and wonderfully made, and I truly believe that God put these essential oils on this planet for us, for our health and wellness. And I'm just loving this journey. I'm loving learning. I'm loving the information that I'm learning, and I hope that you've enjoyed this as well.